Alright guys, today we're going to talk about the 10 ways you will very likely f**k up in Fresh Classic WoW. I think veterans and new players need to hear this because this won't just be a video on how to save up for your mount or something like that. I think the first mistake people are going to make is rushing their leveling journey because they have this mindset that the game only starts at endgame. Look guys, there's no need to rush, especially this time round because the raids are going to come out later. And even then, like let's say the raids did come out day 1, it's not too late to get to level 60 in phase 2. The game is designed to allow people who get to level 60 later than other players to be able to catch up with players who got to max level day 1. Well, the first week. And that is exactly why raids like Zul'Gurub and AQ20 exist. And anyway, Molten Core is the most boring raid in existence. I'd much rather just join the game later and join a guild that has it on farm rather than actually have to progress in that raid. It's only really too late to start playing Classic really when the Naxxramas patch is out because that's when people are already probably preparing for the TBC pre-patch. But my advice is to just enjoy experiencing the open world and all of the cool dungeons and open world elite quests. If you play the game with an endgame mindset, you will get very demotivated to play, especially if you do the second thing that I have on this list, and that is watching Twitch streamers and getting FOMO. Most streamers have the luxury to play the game over 8 hours a day, because that's basically going to work for them. They're essentially streaming while the rest of the world is at work, so why would you look at the progress that a streamer has made on his character and then project that expectation onto yourself when you work 40 hours a week? It literally makes no sense. I'm not saying don't watch Twitch or anything, but just set yourself some realistic expectations when you are watching streamers on Twitch. By the way guys, if you're looking for a weapon progression guide for Fresh Classic, I have a spreadsheet for every single weapon type in the game. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, go to my subscriber only video, which you can see on my channel page. Now the third mistake people are gonna make is actually 3 in 1, and that is picking the wrong server, picking the wrong class, and the wrong guild for you. Now this is important. If you don't like getting ganked in the open world, then don't play on a PvP server. By the time you get to level 30 and hit Stranglethorn Vale, it's going to be Vietnam 2.0. But also, don't expect a PvE server to have a balanced faction balance. PvE servers, most of the time, are going to have more alliance. Maybe this time around they won't, but it's probably quite unlikely. And because Blizzard are enforcing faction balance on servers, it's going to be hard to make an alliance character on this server with your friends, because some of you might get prevented from actually making a character if the alliance side gets too populated. This is why many people who want to play PvE alliance are actually planning to start their characters on hardcore, because when that character dies, they can then transfer that character to the PvE realm. But it remains to be seen whether Blizzard are actually going to restrict hardcore characters from being transferred to the alliance when the alliance side is becoming too overpopulated. When it comes to picking a new class, it's important to understand the reality of what playing your class will become. I know not everyone plays the class to do big numbers and raids, but you don't want to start a class thinking you're going to DPS at endgame and then be forced to play a healer, because that will happen, especially if you want to play a paladin. Certain specs simply just aren't viable at level 60 in vanilla because their DPS sucks and they go I'd recommend checking out my class picking guide. It has a TLDR fact sheet for everything you need to know about the classes, the cold hard truth about everything. And remember to pick the right guild guys. If you want a challenging raiding experience where the guild cares about passes, then get into a hardcore guild. But if you realistically don't have a lot of free time to play the game, you're probably better off in a casual guild. Don't expect a guild to change for you. That kinda sounds stupid, but you'd be surprised how many times this becomes a problem for guilds. Now at heart, one of the best elements of Classic WoW is the social element. Vanilla WoW is designed to be a second world where you can live a virtual social life in a fantasy RPG adventure, and having friends can be very useful, particularly when making friends with mages, for instance, for portals, and very good tanks and healers to go and do dungeons with. And the best way to make friends in this game is to just offer help to people. There's a lot of hard quests in vanilla that will need help and multiple people in a group, and plenty of people in your guild will always be needing help. And what goes hand in hand with this is how reputation sticks in vanilla, particularly as we're all going to basically be on free servers. If you behave like a dick, you will be remembered and possibly blacklisted on the server Discord, forcing you to change your in-game name. This does seriously happen. This kind of thing is very important to classic WoW players, so don't ninja loot, don't leave groups early or less absolutely necessary, don't reserve loot when making a group, you will be absolutely ridiculed by the classic WoW audience. When doing a group quest, wait for everyone to have it completed, don't ditch a group early, and basically just have basic MMO social etiquette. Treat people how you want to be treated, and just don't be a dick. And now for some more practical advice. Most dungeons have a few quests, and doing the dungeon without the quest prepared is just an unnecessary waste of XP, gold, and potential huge gear upgrades. Atlas Quest is a plugin for Atlas that will show you every quest needed, down to the coordinates of where you pick up the pre-quest. But luckily, the Rested XP guide will automatically add dungeon quests to your leveling route, so you don't have to stress or even think about it. Now, Rested XP have hooked me up with an even bigger 15% discount code for you, which is Metagoblin Fresh. It's not case sensitive. Be sure to use my link in the description and use that code at checkout for the discount. But remember, if you're not so sure about getting Rested XP or not, whether it's worth it, you can get the guide totally free up to level 30. You just download it straight from Curse Client. Now, the 7th big mistake is going to be wasting gold, and one of the big ways that people waste gold is vendoring materials instead of hoarding it to sell on the auction house later. Now, most items of white or higher quality are going to make you more gold on the auction house than just vendoring. People are vastly underestimating how much things will cost on the auction house. It's as if people have forgotten how many gold buyers there are in classic WoW. What you want to do immediately is make a bank alt. You don't even need to get that character to the bank, just create the character, log it in, log it back out, and then you can send mail to that character and keep it there in the mailbox for free storage for 30 days. And then what I would do is sell the stuff later on the auction house, especially when you are trying to save up for your mount. And if you're playing Warlock or Paladin, you should hold everything for even longer, potentially on 2 bank alt characters, because everything will make you so much more money once more players have got up to level 60. Another big mistake is not focusing on professions. Yes, leveling professions takes away from leveling time, but some professions you can actually level up while gaining experience like tailoring, leatherworking and enchanting, so you don't waste any XP per hour. Anyway guys, it's not about rushing anyway. Early on, you can make so much easy gold with professions because people are lazy and won't ask you to basically buy materials themselves and get a crafter to make them. Meaning you can buy raw mats cheap off the auction house, craft something and then flip it into very easy gold. Also, having professions leveled up low level is incredibly fun because of how much more powerful it makes your character, especially with engineering or if you're just crafting yourself some very powerful gear. Enjoy being powerful low level because it is extremely fun, particularly for WoW PvP and BGs. And again guys, it's not all about the end game. Another very unnecessary waste of time is not farming your pre-bis loot while you're still leveling. There's a lot of pre-bis loot from BRD and Maradon, so you may as well farm it while you are still leveling. I start thinking about farming my pre-bis in the low level 50s, because it really is just a needless waste of time to not do this. Very often when I do play a fresh server, I will have half of my pre-bis before I even hit level 60. Also, doing the high level quests at max level will reward gold, and this is very good, particularly for those classes that don't have access to overpowered gold farms. You can just chill and enjoy doing some quests at max level and get some pretty decent gold. And my last piece of advice guys is one of the biggest mistakes is just not being yourself, okay? You can ignore everything in this video and just play the game exactly how you want to play it. As long as you aren't negatively affecting the community, I say just crack on and be yourself. Make Vanilla WoW your own game. That's how the game was designed. Vanilla WoW means something different to everyone, and people enjoy it for different reasons. So pick the flavors you like, and leave the rest for everyone else. But anyway guys, my name is Metagoblin. Until my next video, ciao.